Tony, for the most part, your team has been very efficient and productive on offense this season. What happened at that end tonight?
Yeah, I think first, as a credit to Duke, they really guarded us hard. It was one of those games where you had to work to get catches. I thought we got decent shots for the most part in terms of what we could get against them without being able to throw the ball inside and score. I thought we got to the elbows and got some stuff at the rim and had a little trouble when we got some open ones or opportunities finishing, which made it hard. So that was a good defensive Duke team tonight, and we tried to run hard. I think we worked so hard defensively. We actually flew around. I liked our scrap defensively. I really did. We did the job for the most part on Grayson Allen and on Kennard. And then you saw a special performance by Jason Tatum. I watched the tape. I thought Zay was for the most part there, but it's a talented team, obviously well coached and very talented. But when we got those opportunities, because we weren't as efficient, we needed that 5 of 20, and then obviously we had a foul at the end. But it was a hard-fought game. I told our guys, don't hang your head. You got another tough one coming up, and that's this league. But I appreciated how hard they scrapped, and we just weren't as good putting the ball in the basket, which Duke had a lot to do with.
Tony, in the second half, what contributed to them just a higher shooting percentage, and how big were the live ball turnovers that you guys had?
Yeah, I mean, those they started, we had one breakdown defensively to start the second half. They got a layup at the rim. We didn't help on a back screen. Then a couple of those turnovers, again, it was good Duke pressure. Sometimes they're careless on our part, but every possession for us mattered. And when we did get a chance to maybe either take a lead or get a big shot, an open one, we couldn't quite capitalize on it. But, I just think that when you're playing that hard, maybe it takes your legs a little bit, but we didn't have a choice. The play on the glass was tough. We went a little more traditional because they exploited us a little bit when we had 4 guards. So it probably hurt our scoring somewhat. But, I'll watch the tape and hopefully come up with some more answers if we have an opportunity to play them again.
Tony, how demoralizing is it to play 30 seconds of good defense and have a guy just rise up? And I think 3 times he did that.
Yeah, he hit at the end of the shot clock or just some deep threes. He's shooting about 33% from 3 in ACC play, but he's a good one. He's real good. Ingram did that to us last year, and I thought we were even a little closer. Because we made him earn, and then those are plays that are made that win games for you. And sometimes we've made some of those, and it's made a difference. It's a little harder for us, but he did it as a freshman. Very impressive.
Tony, you hold them to just 21 first half points, their fewest all year. They come out in the second half, and I think they hit their first 5 shots. Yeah. Was it good shot making from them? Did they switch anything there right away?
Yeah, I think there's a turnover. We had a breakdown, as I mentioned, defensively, and then they hit a hard drive and attack, and they can go in spurts like that. You're just doing everything you can to make them earn and hold them at bay, and it's just a matter of time before they're going to emerge, and you got to answer on the offensive end, and we weren't able to. And I thought we corralled it a little bit and got better defensively, and then Tatum took over. But you can see their ability at all positions. When he's their 4-man, that's challenging. And you saw him score 20 against Carolina in the second half, and that obviously was a concern because he does it off the bounce, and when he adds that 3 ball, it makes him obviously very dangerous.
Tony, over here. Whoa, Tony, over here.
There you go.
Yeah. You've lost 4 of your past 6. You can sort of see the frustration on your players' faces at times. Are you concerned that that's getting the better of them?
Yeah, you want to win. It's here's my comment to you, but it's close. It's a fine line, and that we're in so many close games. I told you guys that at the beginning of the year. This ball club, we have some limitations in certain areas, and we're fighting like crazy, and we're doing some good things. We have some strengths, but we're going to be in a lot of close games, and it's just a fine line. A bounce one way or the other. Against Tech, that would have been different. But this one, we played hard, but we got outplayed, and that's the reality of it against Duke. I can't say, well, if we just would have gotten this call or this way. Yeah, we need to shoot better, but they were the better team tonight.
Coach, to follow up on Andrew's question a little bit, I think that's the 19th time this season that a team has shot a higher percentage in the second half.
Yep.
Are you seeing themes on film, or is it just shot making by a lot of teams?
Part of that, they get after it in the second half. I think we work so hard to be as ready as we can in that first half when we're right. And again, I think talent's going to emerge at some point, and you just do your best to try to bother it. And those were more individual plays and less breakdowns this time that I think got them shooting those shots. But every time we needed a stop, they'd kind of put the dagger in us with a late shot clock play or a deep three. And, teams have definitely in the second half, we're working hard to become a better defensive team. So we got to get better for 40 minutes, and it's not for a lack of trying. They tried hard tonight. It wasn't enough.
I believe you talked the other day about restoring Ty's confidence. What did you think about his game tonight?
Yeah, he started out a little shaky, with some turnovers, but I thought he's a gamer. I think he's shown that he makes big shots, makes big plays, and I thought we needed what he kind of kept us attached for a while. So you've seen that time and time again, and I thought he did a nice job and defended pretty well for the most part too.
Tony, you mentioned it being such a fine line and all those things you can't control. Is there something also to be said for timing and seeing this team when it seems like it's really finally starting to gel and they have a lot of their players healthy and things like that?
Yeah, I think Duke is. You see the talent. I think they are playing good basketball right now, and I know Coach K said it's one of the first times they've been able to practice because they're healthy and they have a lot of weapons. Though they don't play a ton of guys. All those guys are certainly experienced. So I told her guys, if you'll persevere and keep your head up and get what you can, all this stuff's going to make us better. If you can play against this and find ways to improve, and that's what we got to keep doing. And we'll be in Chapel Hill on Saturday, and that's a great talented team in that setting. And then we'll turn around and come back. You're in this gauntlet. That's this league, and you got to try to survive it.